It's all about them Tigers down in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, Martrice.
Top of the morning, Martrice. Hey, do us a favor real quick, y'all. Everybody that's watching live right now, please click the share button. Let everybody know the Marriage Builderz is on live and in full esteem.
Good morning.
Miss Tanner, top of the morning. How are you? So glad that you decided to hop on in with us.
Ready to get started?
Oh, yeah, let's get on with the get on. Get on with the get on. Get on. Boy, does it feel good? It's like you supposed to be drinking coffee to this. All right. Well, again, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Marriage Builderz Nation. Thank y'all so much for kicking it with us this morning, man. It is always an honor and a privilege to be able to have this platform and to be able to share this platform with everybody, man. For everybody that's always supported, those that have just started supporting, man, we just don't take it for granted, man.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it, and we want to go ahead and get into the festivities.
All right, y'all. So again, we found another topic that, as we were looking through the internet, something interesting to talk about. If you haven't noticed, the title of this vlog today. Good morning, Miss Baker. The topic of this video this morning is titled "The F Word." And so just want to kind of go into the little scenario.
Watch out, these prayer scenes coming in. We praying for y'all.
But the topic that we found was from a female, and she said, my ex-husband did some awful things to me. Should I forgive him? Okay. So we titled it the F word because we know for some people that word forgive is like
it's tough.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like a curse word, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people don't want to forgive, or people feel like it's just so absolutely hard to do, and I've been through too much. Why do I have to forgive? That's not something I should have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we all know how people always say, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. You know what I'm saying? So to this woman, yes, your ex-husband may have did some awful things to you. You should, I feel that she should definitely forgive him. Like everybody always say, it's not for you. I mean, it's not for him. It's for you. I know me, I've been through some crazy things in past relationships that I won't get into right now, but I've been through some crazy things. And for me, that F word, forgiveness could be a cuss word for some. It is a cuss word for some.
So go back to your question before you get into it, though.
Okay.
What makes forgiveness so hard?
What makes forgiveness so hard?
What makes forgiveness hard?
I think, that's a good question we could pose to everybody. Y'all tell us what makes forgiveness so hard in your eyes.
Yeah.
Give us your opinion about it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just the fact that you've been through so much and you had to take it. You had to endure another person's abuse. You had to endure another person's mistreatment. You had to endure another person's ugliness. And now you want me to forgive. When people think of forgive, they think of, me forgiving you is me letting you back into my good graces, or us getting back to a good place. But that's not actually what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is letting go of everything that you've been through, like letting it go and not allowing that stuff to fester in your heart, not allowing that stuff to eat you up, not allowing that stuff to control your life, because unforgiveness will definitely control your life. It will take over your everything. Now you snapping at everybody. Now you don't want to let nobody close to you. Now you don't want to get into no type of relationships. You just you become isolated. Like we both have seen people who harbor unforgiveness. They don't want to be around other people. You know what I'm saying? They shut themselves off to the world because I have been through all of this. It could be by one person, but I have been through all of this with this one person, and I'm afraid to let anybody else in, and I'm not going to do that. And so everybody has to pay for what that one person did.
So can you say that unforgiveness is rooted in bitterness then?
Yes. That
Can it be
yes,
rooted in bitterness?
it can
Like
be.
I'm a bitter person now, so I don't.
I'm not gonna say it can be. It is.
Yeah,
It is, especially when you get to the point where you want to isolate yourself and you don't want to be bothered with nobody, or
yeah,
you're treating everybody like we all did you something.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's bitterness. Let me see.
yeah. We gotta take that. I do think a lot of times we suffer from this. This ain't nobody gonna get over on me. And if I do forgive it, then that mean they got over on me or something along them lines. And I think a lot of times, sometimes unforgiveness can be rooted in not only in bitterness, but it can be rooted in immaturity and a lack of knowledge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm mature and I understand. Here's the thing that lets me know it's time for me to forgive, and this is me sharing my heart with y'all. When the thought of this person or this situation begins to overtake my normal day-to-day living, like I'm constantly thinking about this situation, or constantly thinking about what this person did or that person said or whatever, and I can't function with my wife or my children or on my job or whatever it is because I'm always harboring and letting that stuff fester in me, then it's time for me to bust a move. I either gotta forgive or cut the whole thing off, or something got to shake because it's starting to dominate my future. It's starting to dominate my thoughts or my talks. Or I'm supposed to be talking to my wife, and me and my wife supposed to be talking about something, but now we're talking about this thing that this person got over on me on, and now we can't move forward because we're dealing with that. So in those situations, man, I got to learn how to forgive. Now, in the case of this lady with an ex-husband, if she don't forgive or if she just continues to stay in that stuff, it's going to be hell on the next person that tries to get with her.
Right. Absolutely.
It's going to be pure.
You tend to carry it over.
It's going to be pure hell because now every time that person does anything that's remotely close to what the ex-husband did or didn't do, it's going to trigger and it festers back up. That's the reason why, like, I've been watching this show, Dr. Pimple Popper. And I can't help it. It's the grossest thing you ever want to see, but I am addicted. I cannot help it. But one of the things that happens is she cuts and she makes an incision, right? If somebody has like a pimple, I forgot what they called it, but
a lipoma.
A lipoma. Mm-hmm. So she'll make the incision, and what happens when she makes the incision is the pus starts coming out, right, or whatever is in there, it starts coming out. And you would think that once the pus came out, that the thing would be healed. But then she goes back and say there's a sac that the thing was actually being held in. Yeah. And if you don't remove the sac from out of there, then there's a good chance that the lipoma is going to grow back. Right. So we got to make sure that it's permanently gone. And a lot of times what happens is we just cut and we get the pus out a little bit. And then we like, oh, okay, it's cool. And then trying to figure out why it came back. Well, you didn't take all of it out. You just took out the stuff that was there on the surface. You did all the church stuff that you knew how to do. You said the forgiveness and you prayed the prayer and you did all that stuff, but all the time in your heart you were still harboring all that stuff. Right. So it is going to be hell at best on the next person that tries to approach her, because I'm going into this with the memories of what my ex-husband did, or with the stains of what he did, or the stains of what he said, and the stains of how he treated and how he reacted and what he did or didn't do and all that stuff. So forgiveness, when you're not educated on forgiveness, then you still gonna feel like somebody getting over on you.
That's what Matrice said. She said it's hard because of the hurt you go through. Then it's like they were getting away with it. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people find it hard to forgive, because they have this mentality that if I forgive this person, then that means they got away with what they did to me. Yeah. And we tend to want people to hurt as bad as they hurt us.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they don't suffer the same way that we suffer, then it's difficult to forgive.
We didn't get justice.
You know,
we didn't get justice.
Was not
yeah, we didn't get justice.
You know, but it's crazy because our justice don't hold a candle to God's justice.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to, and I'm still learning. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm still learning.
I think we all are.
I am learning how to allow God to deal with people who hurt me.
Yeah.
Because one thing I know about my daddy, anybody who has a daddy that really cares about him, and we know how that is. But you know, my daddy will do things to people that I could never even think of doing. And
Oh,
he will
absolutely.
allow things to happen, you know.
Yeah.
But even though that we know that, you know, I know it's still hard to let go of some
Yeah,
stuff and
it's-
just be like, God, you deal with
Yeah,
it.
it's a lot of us. Like we still tangible.
Yeah,
Like
and God's timing is so much different. Like,
absolutely.
it'll be years down the line. Like, I want to see it happen now.
Immediately.
Like,
Justice needs to be served. They hurt me today. Kill them tomorrow. Give their children
Break their
cancer.
legs.
Let the house burn from electrical
lose
fire.
everything.
Let everything happen to them today.
But that's not. But now that's not good though. You know
And
what
the
I'm saying?
sight of them smiling makes you want to pull out your pistol and
that's
shoot
difficult.
them on the spot.
That's difficult.
Hey man, I'm telling you, man, that it begins to just be consuming when you just harboring unforgiveness, when you just lingering on the thoughts or the actions that a person did. Because here's the thing, you might never get a I'm sorry from that person ever in life.
Right.
So what do you do then? And then how many people have to suffer from that? And how much longer should your future be delayed? Because you still waiting on this person to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And then if they say I'm sorry and I was wrong, what if they don't say it the way you think they should
that's
say
what I
it?
was gonna say.
They didn't get down
didn't
on
put the
their
stank on
knees
it.
and kiss your shoes and do all that stuff. And they didn't make it dramatic, and they didn't go live on Facebook and tell everybody what they did wrong to you. And now it seems like a lost cause or a wasted thing or whatever. And that's not necessarily the case. So hey man, you gotta know what forgiveness is for, and you gotta know why you're forgiving, and you gotta understand what you get back or what comes from forgiveness. Because I'm telling you, man, with this lady and her the way she's currently thinking or the way she's harboring on it, man, it's gonna be difficult for everything and everybody, males in general, period.
And we have to think about it too. We've done things to hurt people ourselves. Maybe not intentionally. A lot of stuff is unintentional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine, and there are a lot of times that we hurt people and we don't even know about it because people will hold it in and they won't even tell us that we hurt them. But what if the same way that they were feeling about, or the same way that we're feeling about things happening to people were praying or saying that about us.
Absolutely.
Because we hurt them.
Yeah.
Like, we have to take into account, we're human.
Yes,
know what I'm saying? And so things happen. There will be disagreements. There will be misunderstandings. There will be now violence. I don't condone.
Yeah.
No more. So
she's currently in a 12-step program, y'all. And currently she's on step 6. I'm praying that one day before we see Jesus, my wife will completely receive salvation, and that we will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Until that time.
But we do things to hurt people, you know what I'm saying? And if we got the same thing that we spewed out of our mouth on other people, we would be like, well, dang. You know what I'm saying?
Or
like,
what if God did what they said,
the rule,
what they asked for?
Yeah, the rule, you know.
I mean, like literally, man. Like, what? That's why I trust God's method. You know what I'm saying? Because
we have to.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be something. It has to be something bigger, because just like you said, exactly like we pray for things to happen to people that have hurt us. And we haven't forgiven or whatever. But what if they praying the same prayer on us? And what if God allowed both to happen?
Right.
How much loss would actually come of it? How much damage and destruction would actually come of it if God was just like, I'm going to grant everything that you said, even though I know it's rooted in your feelings? Because from a biblical standpoint, the Bible says there's a way that seems right to a man, but the Lord weighs your motives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it might seem right. It might seem like it should be eye for an eye and it should be instantaneous.
Yes.
But that's just not how it works. And what if God's way of doing it ain't the way you envisioned it in your head?
But what if it was instantaneous? Okay, because a lot of the times we get mad off of and things. We get mad off of what we think is happening. You know what I'm saying? And then later on we find out, oh, that's not how it really was. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Once people actually talk it out and have the conversation about what actually hurt that other person.
Yeah.
And so what if God was like, okay, instant judgment. Every time my children open their mouth and they say this person hurt me, I'm judging that person. And then Later on, you found out that's not what it was.
Or their kids got special
my
needs.
Anger was misinformed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was ill-informed.
Yeah.
It was ill-gotten.
It was in the moment. It was just in the moment.
The worst place to be is in your feelings.
The most dangerous place to be.
The most dangerous place to be is in your feelings. We tend to get in our feelings so quickly without even finding out what really happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if judgment came down based off of our feelings every time we felt a feeling, everybody would be dead.
Yeah.
There would be no people on this earth.
I wouldn't have a job to go to right now if it was just based on my feelings. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful how we throw stuff around. Right. We got to be careful how we verbalize things. And you got to be careful because here's a bigger issue. What is it in your heart that makes you want that kind of wrath on another person?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What kind
but don't want that kind of wrath on yourself.
Yeah, like what kind of you want that kind of wrath on another person? Like I know they did what they did, but they got to die though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like somebody got to do them something. They got to be killed. Like that is it really that serious? Is it really that bad? So I mean, like we really got to really sit down and take into account of honesty, do an honest evaluation of ourselves and find out where all this bitterness and hard-heartedness is coming from and why it's so hard to forgive.
But that's why it's important to, when the things happen, have that conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't have that conversation, in the next hour, something else could happen. And then that adds to the hurt. And then in another hour, something else can. And so it's like stuff is just piling up on top of each other. And so then you get to a point where it's just too much. And now you're ready to do some stuff you can't come back from.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was just temporary. And it's crazy. Yeah. Another thing that's just kind of crazy to me is it is hard for me to understand how two people who claim to be believers or lovers of the Lord Jesus Christ, why is it so hard for them to talk?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or people that's supposed to be friends or in a friendship and then something happens. Like, what is the deal with not having a conversation? I've been accused of being messy because I put people in the same room and say, okay, it's coming from here. Mm-hmm. It's coming from there. It's coming from over here. Everybody's in the same room. And let's get to the root of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's more effectiveness that comes from it.
But that's what people want. People will rather, going back to the whole being called messy, people will rather go and talk about their hurt and their pain and their unforgiveness with somebody else instead of actually dealing with it.
Absolutely.
And then when you force people to actually deal with it, then the whole, you being messy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not messy. That's getting to the root of the issue.
We got to get this
resolved.
resolved.
Healing can present.
Yeah.
But, forgiveness has to happen. Like, it's not it shouldn't be an option. And I wish that there was something embedded into us where we dealt with stuff and we learned how to forgive and we learned how to move forward, because unforgiveness only holds us back. It only keeps us stuck. It only keeps us in neutral, and there is no moving forward when you're holding and harboring all this stuff in your heart.
Absolutely.
So we have to start as a people, man, like just dealing with these feelings and these emotions, because a lot of the times, like we were saying earlier, they was wrong in the first place. Like, it's not. Because we can perceive stuff, we tend to perceive stuff worse than it actually is.
And it's like sometimes we're trained to just think the worst case scenario.
To think, and that's why I put the post that I put on Facebook yesterday. But it's crazy because people don't want to hear that.
Nah.
But we are programmed to think the absolute worst.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, she ain't called me today, so she must be talking about me.
Yeah.
Oh, she posted this post, so she must be talking about me because I haven't talked to her in a couple of days. And it's just like,
there's a prophet, a psalmist, a great musician, psalmist by the name of Jay-Z.
Oh, that's good.
And Jay-Z said something in a rap lyric that I live by. He said, all these rappers with all these subliminal messages, if it ain't directly directed at me, I don't respect it. Right. So until you put my name in it or say my wife or verbalize my kids by name, I don't have time to cipher through what I think it could have said or what the person's emotion could have been in that is way too much. And I have a very small hard drive when it comes to a brain, and I don't have time to try to sift through all that stuff. So even when it comes to this lady, you could be denying a lifelong friendship. Maybe y'all didn't work as husband and wife, but y'all probably could be the best of friends. That
and
person,
we've seen it.
yeah, it could probably be the best, the major person that you call on in the time of crisis, and they're there for you. We just didn't work in this phase.
Yes.
But don't cut off every relationship because you can't forgive. Go ahead, babe. I'm sorry.
Montrese said people like to rehearse the pain and love being a victim.
Absolutely. I mean, go over it and over it and over it and over it. I mean, when you ask somebody how they feel, they automatically revert back to that instance, that situation, that thing.
It could be, it might not even be that instance. It might be like something that happened in my past before you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
It did.
Before this person came around, like something happened way back when, and they'll rehearse that pain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And project it onto, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why we talk about it, and we try to help people to deal with stuff before they actually get married.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because once you get married, and if you still have unresolved hurt, unresolved issues, unresolved pain, now you're just going to project that pain onto your new spouse,
and
that's not
man,
okay.
Because and then a lot of times you do it because, and it's just being honest, man. Us being transparent about our thing. I remember when we first got married, like I would deal with a lot of things that happened to you.
Yes.
And then one time we had a conversation and you said, I do it because I know you can handle it. Mm-hmm. You remember that? Mm-hmm. And you've brought this, you got the person that you're supposed to be with, and now they getting a beat down.
Right.
Because of something that they didn't do, because you didn't forgive this thing or work this thing out. So now every piece of residue that came from that is not being projected on the person that God actually sent for you.
Right.
And now they being beat up, and it's like, man, it's only so much a person can take before they be like, you know what, this ain't it. Or in the famous words of Tamar, this ain't hot.
Maybe God really didn't tell me to do this.
Yeah.
And we've said that before. We've been me dealing with my past and not having fully dealt with my past. When stuff arises, it made me question whether this really was from God.
Absolutely.
And it past unresolved pain and issues will have you questioning and second guessing everything and everybody.
Because I projected my pain on her too. I was in this relationship with a girl that I wasn't married with, and I let her talk me into putting some money in her account for whatever reason. And then she wound up spending the money somewhere else. And so then when I got married and she brought the idea of us joining bank accounts, I was like, nah, I ain't with that. Yeah. And raised literal hell because that was something that she wanted to do when it absolutely made sense. But I projected my pain on her, and she didn't know she was suffering from something that somebody else did. Right. And I'm like, nah, she ain't finna get over on me, and this is my wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's that harboring, that unforgiveness, man, it's a dangerous place to be in. It's a slippery slope. And
it's only hurtful.
Absolutely.
It's only hurtful to where you're trying to go.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So to this young lady, I would tell you to please forgive him, not for him, but for you and for your future and for your kids, your future kids, for
your
everything
future
that's before you.
The man that's coming after that man,
because what's behind you is behind you. That's why we don't have eyes in the back of our head.
Yeah,
we don't have eyes in the back of our head because what's behind us, we're not supposed to be worried about.
Absolutely, and that's the reason why your windshield is bigger than your rearview mirror.
Right.
There's a reason for that.
Right.
Your windshield is huge. Your rearview mirror sits right in a small place in front of it. I ain't supposed to really just be focused on what's behind me unless I'm backing up.
Yeah.
So you gotta be mindful of all that stuff, man, and you just gotta really understand what it is. I wish everybody could be educated on why forgiveness is important, and really understand that you're not a less of a person because you forgave, or you're not a punk, or you ain't soft, or
they didn't get
over on you or whatever because you chose to forgive.
Right.
I need my energy back to do what I'm getting ready to do. I need all my energy to be able to do it, and for me to allot energy in this particular area. It's not beneficial for me. It's not beneficial for my wife. It's not beneficial for my children. And in her case, it's not beneficial for the man that's getting ready to come after that man, or the family that's getting ready, because all that stuff is projected onto your kids too. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times we live our lives like our kids ain't going to get the residue of our foolishness. Yeah. And it happens sometimes. So,
Ms. Baker said earlier, what makes forgiveness so hard? I agree with Pastor L. It was hard because you have been through so much in the past with others, but you learn to pray for them because they need love and guidance. Hashtag, it's bigger than you and I.
Yeah, absolutely. It has always been bigger. It's way bigger.
It's bigger than me is something we adopted some years ago, and that's real. Like, even when it comes to forgiveness, it's bigger than me. Like it's bigger than me. Like, I have to forgive. Like, I have to forgive not just for that person, not just for myself, but like Pastor was saying, for my kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For my future friendships, my future relationships,
absolutely.
My future
people that's getting ready to come in your life.
My future businesses, my future books, my future everything. I have to forgive. Yeah. So I pray that the forgiveness does not become a cuss word. It's no longer a cuss word. And people begin to embrace the whole process of forgiveness and know it won't happen overnight. Yeah. That's not how it works.
And know it ain't gonna never happen. Yeah, somebody's gonna hurt you again. That's just life. If anytime you open yourself up to anybody or anything or any situation, there's a chance that hurt can come along with it.
But like they say, once you've done something so many times, it becomes a habit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So get in the habit of forgiving, because until your casket is closed, there will always be hurt. There will always be something or someone that is going to hurt your feelings, and is going to need you to forgive them.
I think this is something I want to touch on. What
and
Keisha
that's
just said.
real.
I forgive everyone. I never forget though.
And that's,
here's the thing, but, even when it, go ahead. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, and I get, because I'm like that too. Like, I don't forget, but I love that it doesn't sting the way that it used to sting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can remember being molested. I can remember being raped, but because I've fully forgiven, it doesn't sting. Yeah. So, we're talking about the real F word. Yeah.
But it is. Forgiveness can't be treated like that, though. I forgive, but I never forget. And it's not meant for you to get. But what does the thought make you do? Right. You know what I mean? Like, does the thought make it that much harder on somebody else, or does the thought still make you want to cuss? Because just because you still remember don't mean it don't, like Pastor said, it don't still sting. Right. And a lot of times, man, I forgive and move on so fast now, and literally, like, I can be in the presence of people that, that might not have had my best interest, or my wife's best interest, or my kids' best interest at heart, but the weight of it is not. I ain't with it no more. So I'm straight on that.
Shonda said, when you don't forgive, you give them power.
Absolutely.
So like you were saying, that's what it is. It doesn't have power. I could still speak to you. I could still, you know what I'm saying, be cordial with you, but because you don't have my power.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like he said,
once I forgive, I really let it go.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to, man. That Frozen song speak to me in my spirit. That let it go. That's in my memory banks. Like, it for real. Like, what am I holding on to it for, man? Because this person is not going to receive justice the way I think they should receive justice. And if I keep waiting for that kind of justice to come and it never comes, how much time did I waste waiting on that type of justice to come? I don't have that kind of time, man. Right. Like, I'm getting older. We getting older, and it's still stuff that I got to get done, and still things I want to do. And I'm getting ready to touch up on another birthday here in another month or so, man. So I ain't got that kind of time. I got a whole thing to build, and put my energies in the wrong areas ain't gonna help. What's that?
Oh, she said, like, my cutoff game is so 100.
That's what's up. I'm about to be 38, man. I'll be 38 In October the 7th. Yeah, man, I'm touching on that 40, but boy, I'm telling you, 38 ain't never gonna look this good ever. I don't care who it is. I mean that. So I mean, it's just okay. We got stuff to do, man. What you said?
And I like to let the people who did me wrong still see me be happy and prosper.
Yeah. I would tell you, I would give you a little bit of advice though. They don't even have to see it. If you got to unfollow them, because you don't ever want it to be like, oh, well, she's just doing this because she just want people to think. No, I mean, just know that whatever you're doing, I take that back. Just know that whatever you're doing is coming from a genuine place. Like, I'm not doing it with the intent of somebody that hurt me seeing that I'm moved on or I'm doing better. No, if I'm doing it, because I had it was a lady that we knew that had inboxed us, and she was like, I've been posting my weight loss pictures. And some people have been like giving her negative feedback on her, like, why are you doing that and why are you showing off and this, that, and the third, and you should be humble and all that. And we told her, if you're doing it from a pure place and you're doing it because you want to help motivate somebody that might be going through the same struggle that you are, then you got to take the good with the bad, because it's always going to be somebody negative that come along and don't agree with what you're doing. But long as you know you're coming from a good place, man, post your pictures. Do whatever you feel like you need to do, and keep doing it from a genuine place, because that's the place that God judges you, not anything else. So be cool with you, man. Always be cool with you.
Awesome.
Always be cool with you. So I think that is it.
That was pretty good.
I think that is it. You know?
Thank y'all for every response. If you are rebroadcasting, please don't feel free to share your response to this whole unforgiveness thing. Any advice, any coping strategies that you use to get through forgiveness, just post it. You never know who might need what you have to say, or who didn't think about the way you did it.
Absolutely.
They might need a way to try to do this forgiveness thing. So please feel free to post anything you have to share or add. Just post it in the comments section.
Yeah, please do that. And everybody, if this might be your first time watching the Marriage Builderz, feel free to go to the Marriage Builderz page. That's the Marriage Builderz with a Z.
Right.
Like the page. Turn on your notifications so whenever we hop on, you always on and all that good stuff. And Keisha, you are absolutely hilarious.
My black game just as strong.
Yeah,
We are too old for that.
Yeah, man, just grow up, man. It ain't that serious, man. Go ahead and forgive.
I'm gonna say this. The thing that bothers me is when people hold 20-year-old grudges.
And you done forgot what you was even mad at.
Yes, and it's like, I'm still mad. I don't remember why. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, just go ahead and forgive and let it go. Because you can't even remember why you was mad.
Man, it was this story. I'll tell you a story that we'll roll. It was this lady. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, pray for me, man. I'm trying to get there. But I'm still a fan of tight beats. So the beat is tight. As soon as the Christian artists make a tight beat, I'll change my ringtone. Until then, it'll be stir fry. So that's what I meant. But it was this lady, and her grandmother would cut the edge off. Like every Thanksgiving, her grandmother would cook a ham, and she would cut the edge off the ham. Like that's the back part of the ham. She would always she cut it off, right? Mm-hmm. And so the girl, when she got older and Thanksgiving came, she would do a ham and she would cut the edge off, and then she passed it on to her kids and all that stuff. And then it just went on down the line. Well, the grandmother was getting ready to pass away, and then the daughter asked the grandmother. She was like, Mama, why did you always cut the edge off the ham? And she said, because the pan was too big, too small.
Too small.
Yeah, the pan was too small. So you thinking it's some big intense thing that you do, and it ain't really that serious. It was just that I cut it off because I want the whole ham to cook. That was it. It wasn't no big. So it's like it's the same thing when it comes to like harboring them long things, and then you done passed it on to your kids. Because I done heard people say crazy stuff like that teacher didn't like me, so I know she ain't gonna like my kids.
We make 20 years, y'all. We graduated in 99.
Word.
And he has a classmate that and he showed me, and she said that teacher didn't like me, so that's why she treated my daughter.
I was like, man, come on. That lady
graduated in 99.
That lady don't remember you. She don't even remember you. She don't remember you.
And we've been out of school.
Oh, knock it off, man. Nobody even know you. I'm surprised the lady still living. Anywho. Hey, man, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us today, man. We try to keep it hot. We try to keep it interesting.
Absolutely.
And we try to keep it as real as we possibly can without neglecting the fact that we have a deep relationship with God and we want him to be pleased with what we do. But there's a lot of things that the church don't allow us to talk about. I'm not saying our church, because we talk about everything in our church because we don't want to not have something go untalked about. I mean, we just like body of Christ got a lot of questions, and we should be able to talk about it and not run from everything. So this is our way of doing that via Marriage Builderz, man. And we just thank y'all so much, man. Again, if you haven't shared this broadcast already, please go ahead and click the share button, man. Let everybody know that the Marriage Builderz is on and they can rebroadcast. And like Pastor said a little while ago, man, if you didn't get a chance to say what you want to say, or you get a thought later on in the day, come back, leave your message. Let's look at it and let's talk about it some more, man, because we want to make sure that forgiveness becomes a habit. Right on?
It needs to become a habit.
It needs to become a habit.
Shonda said Peabody class of 99 in the house.
I know, right? Ain't Shonda, you old.
we all
old. We all 99. Cash Money, take it over for the 99 and the 2. Okay.
Lord.
All right. Hey, look, let's go ahead and pray. Dear Lord, thank you. Thank you, God, for allowing us to see another day. Thank you for allowing our eyes to open. Thank you for this platform via the Marriage Builderz that you have given us, Father, to be able to touch so many people, Father. And we pray that something that we said or did enlighten somebody's heart and mind and help them to be a better person than they were yesterday. Continue to cover all the married people, all those that are engaged, those that are dating, those that are waiting, those that are just concentrated on their careers right now. And help us all to be a better version of ourselves. This is the day that you have made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. And we thank you, Lord, and we love you, and we appreciate you, and we give you all the praise, honor, and glory. In Jesus' name, amen. I'm out, look. I ain't is real, you feel me? Man, it's swing on the boys, man. You gotta know that.
Oh, thank you, Keisha. Shonda said, she said, y'all cute. Shonda
You
said,
better know it.
Pastor. Montreux say, wow, my 30-year reunion is next month. Y'all ain't old.
Blind.
Tim said, ain't
nobody worried about Peabody. Yep. You ain't lying about that, Tim.
Peabody is the Crooked High School.
Hey, man, Peabody is a college. Just nobody know about it. They be wearing their Peabody alumni jackets like they graduated from Yale.
I have never seen a high school homecoming the way that
Man,
Peabody
I'm talking about people that graduated in 51. Be there with them little too tight jackets on. No, they couldn't fit their jackets since they started playing football back in 51. And they still got them jackets on. It's dirty. They can't get the yellow out the white part.
Thank you, Keisha.
Yeah, what it is, man.
We love y'all.
Absolutely, man. And keep watching, man. We'll be back Tuesday. With something fresh and hot to talk about, man. Hey, we don't keep it stuffy. Also, too, man, if y'all got some ideas or anything that y'all would like for us to address or talk about.
Your home girl and her
yeah, you know she ain't gonna never say nothing. Hey, put it out there. Inbox us on The Marriage Builderz with a Z, or you can inbox us individually and let us know, man, and we'll get to it, man, because maybe in this community we could probably get something resolved, man. So it's not too big, it's not too small. So put it out there and let's see what we can do about it, man. So again, man, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Make sure that y'all take time to do some self-care.
Self-care is important.
Spend some time with your babies.
Do that.
And make sure that y'all just enjoy the weekend, man.
If
Enjoy today, because we don't even know if we have tomorrow.
If you got a
the
husband.
Apocalypse could happen tonight, you know.
If you got a husband.
Okay.
Let them know what it is.
Y'all have a great
You got a wife.
We will see y'all on Tuesday.
Let them know what it is.
We
You
will
know what
see
I'm
y'all
talking
on
about?
Tuesday.
That is self-care. Trust me.
And we're going to start uploading
In the
our
highest
videos
order. On
again to
YouTube. It
So-
might be edited and pretty looking though on YouTube, but hey man, we want to get
I'm
the
not doing
content
all
out
that.
there, and it'll be out there for everybody's consumption. So hey man,
So we love
appreciate
y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all on Tuesday. And until then, y'all have a great day on purpose and in purpose. And remember, I love you as only Pastor L can. Peace.
Hashtag I'm an impactor. Hashtag it's bigger than me. Hashtag moving forward. Hashtag no rearview mirrors. Hashtag this is absolutely worth fighting for. And the biggest hashtag of them all, you wonderful, wonderful people. Don't just live. Make an impact, man. We love y'all so much, man. In the meantime, in between time. It be later, big dog. You got to know that, man. You south side on them boys, man.
All
Straight out of
right,
Louisiana.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Swinging big on them boys
Yeah.
on 84s or 83s. Riding Vogue, stripes white, slabbed out on them boys. Apple over silver, swinging all the way down the street. Don't matter if I'm in the south or on the west. He's still swinging on them boys. You know what I'm talking about. That boy, Jesus is real. Let that boy in your life, man, so y'all can start living better, man. Because that boy done save your boy, man, from a lot of stuff, man. It's just real around here. You know what I'm talking about? Hold up. That's all the south side I have for you guys today.
All right, y'all.
Love y'all, man. Meantime, in between time. It'll be later.
Bye, y'all.